here today to tell you all the story of the Stinky Cheese Man. So, long ago, well, yeah, pretty long ago, like really, really long ago, like really, oh, forget it. So, really long ago, in this little village, it was a really small village, really, really small village. There was an old lady, old man, and the day before, the old lady had created a gingerbread man who had ran away from home and got himself eaten. Yeah, it was pretty bad, like really bad. And the whole town was now in like a total uproar. Like, well, it was kind of bad because I didn't have any phones to text and stuff, and like, you know, so I had to like talk to people and like, dude, did you hear about that? OMG, I so did. It's so weird and crazy and insane. But back at the old lady and old man's house, the old lady was just looking through recipes and remembering making this gingerbread man and how yummy, well, yummy he was going to be before he ran away. And then she saw a recipe for stinky cheese. She thought about it for a little while. I haven't made this in a while, and it was okay the last time I made it, but something went wrong. Oh well. And she decided to make a stinky cheese man. So she got out the cheese, she started molding it and cutting it and molding it some more, and she got 2 olives for the eyes and a piece of bacon for the mouth, and she stuck that little thing in the oven. And then she's pretty pooped, like that took a lot of work, and she's older, so she had to take it out. She took a small, and then she remembered that she had something in the oven, and she had to get it out before it burned. So she went over, peeked in, and before she could say like, "OMG, what does that smell?" or anything, the Stinky Cheese Man jumped out, and she jumped back. Yeah, seriously. He jumped out and looked around, and he saw her, and he said, "Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the Stinky Cheese Man." And ran down the road. Yeah. And then they heard in the distance, "It's too late to catch me now. It's too late." It was too late. The old lady was annoyed that this was happening again and kind of like, whoa, he sings. That's cool. The old man woke up to hear all of this, and he came over and helped her up, and he was grumbling a while. Well, why did she have to make all these crazy things? And then she said, "Why don't you just tell me what's on your mind?" And so he does. He says, "Dorla, why don't you just invite the neighbor kids over and not have to go through this business?" She's like, "That is the greatest idea I've heard in a long time." And so they just start talking and like inviting kids over and stuff, and they soon forget about the Stinky Cheese Man. Totally. So down the road is a cow in the meadow, totally enjoying his morning. It's just been the best. He's been reading a diet book and reading about how Taylor Swift has this new boyfriend. Well, I'll get back to that. And like all of this stuff, and he's like drinking this really awesome diet juice that he just tried. Then he starts to smell something really gross.
Moo! What's that smell?
And then he sees, coming down the roads towards him, is a Stinky Cheese Man. And the Stinky Cheese Man stops, and you guys know what he says?
Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm a Stinky Cheese Man.
Yes. He runs down the road. The cow thinking, whoa, he's good. And he's like Justin Bieber. No. He's like, no. Well, then he says quickly,
Why would you think I'd eat him? I'm lactose intolerant, dude.
Weirdo. But gets back to reading his diet book. Down the road, about a mile, is a small little schoolhouse where like not a whole lot happens, and it's just really dorky and geeky. It's just weird. All these kids are are at recess, just playing and goofing off and talking and acting just weird. When they all smell something really, really gross. Ew, what is that disgusting smell? They all say. Can you guys say it with me? Because I don't have enough kids.
Ew, what is that disgusting smell?
exactly. And then they all look to Jimmy. He tends to let it go a lot. He just tends to. And they're like, Jimmy, was that you? And he's like, not this time, guys. Then who was it? They say, and they all see the gingerbread man coming down the road.
Stinky cheese man.
Thank you. The stinky cheese man coming down the road towards them. But before they could say anything else, he's like, what do you say, guys? You guys.
Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the stinky cheese man.
Yeah, exactly. And so he runs down that road. Actually, more strides. All the kids are like, whoa, that was kind of cool, but they didn't want to chase after him because he was really gross. So they all looked to Mary because Mary was the practical kid in the group, and was like, guys, we can't go chase after him because teacher will make us eat him. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's really smart, Mary. And then Jake, wanting to be funny, is like,
Yeah, and if we eat him, we'll smell even worse than the stinky cheese man. And Jimmy, combined.
and so they don't go chase after the stinky cheese man at all. They stay. Well, now the stinky cheese man is like really running fast. He's like, I gotta get out of here. So, but before he can say another word, a huge river blocks his path. He can't cross it. There is no bridge in sight, people. Okay, this is a total crisis. So, he sits down, to think about it, and just try to find a way over this stupid river. When all of a sudden, the fox comes in. And before I go back to the story, the fox has been having a really, really bad day. Let me tell you, the allergies this year have been terrible. He cannot even, it's so bad, he can't even smell, like, really anything. Only if it's, like, right here, really close up. So he walks around and he's like, yo, dude, you look like you're not from around here. Yeah. So I thought I would help you out to cross the river. And because it'd be cool. Yeah, man. And he's like,
Well, dude, yo, how could I trust you?
he's like, well, I've been doing this for a long time, dude. And my back is like ultra, like, I've had it manicured. It's so soft. Yeah, just come on, it'll be fine. So he gets on his back and they crawl out into the river, and the fox is just having a good time and remembers, oh yeah, I'm really hungry. Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat this thing. So he's like, alright, okay, just dude, the river is like really strong, it would pull you away, so just get on my neck. Alright, dude. Sure. So then he's really hungry, so now he's going faster. Dude, okay, get on my head. It's super, super deep, and the river, OMG, would carry you away. So he gets on his head, and he's like, oh, whatever. And he's like, okay, dude, you're gonna have to get on my nose because it is super, duper deep, and the river would pull you away. So he does, and when he gets on that fox's nose, OMG, he puts him, flips him off his nose, like that hat did. He flips him off his nose, and he paddles on the shore, because it was disgusting. And the stinky cheese man falls apart. But that isn't the end of that, like, kind of cool day. Well, it was okay. That wasn't the end of that day, though. All the people in town were like, OMG, what's going to happen next? That was so cool. He was like a rapper. And they're like, what are we going to make next? Like a musical phenomenon? But the kids were like, oh, we got to go over there and see what's going to happen next. But they didn't find that. Instead, they met a really old couple that were really old and lonely and just wanted some friends. So they all became really close friends, like BFFs. So, and the cow. Well, the cow was like, I can't let this town go to waste. I mean, that health problems, and I gotta open a health food class. So every Wednesday night, he had a health food class and became, like, super popular. And the fox, he decided that this life wasn't for him, and he left that town and decided to move to Broadway. Or, yeah, do something like that. He wanted to become famous after that. I mean, rapping dude. He's like, I gotta do that. But the one thing he learned from that weird day was that to never, ever, 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 ever do anything with a stinky cheese man or like people like really bad raps ever again. And they all, every single one of them in that town, were never, ever, ever lonely or like weird ever again. Thank you.